Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back, hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. In the studio with us, James, John, and John at the Inland Boat Center. Actually, John Brown's a Defiance Boat owner, and James and John both work at Inland Boat Center, that great place out in Paris, the giant.
Yeah.
I mean, are you guys by far like the largest boat dealer around, right?
Ever.
Yeah, probably on the West Coast for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
12-acre facility.
Undercover.
3 acres under 3-acre showroom. Like, how about that?
3 acres of showroom.
Crazy.
It was pretty impressive. Somebody the other day came in and said, wow, this is much more inventory and much nicer than the boat show. So it was kind of fun to hear that.
Seriously.
It's like a boat show every day.
Yeah.
Really
That's
is.
cool.
Well, we're having a great show and giving away a couple of phenomenal prizes today.
You're not kidding, man. Having so much fun. And again, like Pete said, another full hour of your phone calls. If you want to join us this morning, get in on all the fun, get in on the action. 2 ways that you can be a part of Let's Talk Hookup. Again, first with our local line, which is 858 area code 457 1090. Again, 858-457-1090. Or try us on the toll-free number. That one's 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. And as Pete mentioned, giving away a couple of killer prizes today. One lucky caller is getting a brand new pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. It's the World Cup in the Mahi frame with the Maui HT lens, the high transmission lens with the highest usable light transmission for incredible depth perception. And it has that super thin glass courtesy of our friends at Maui Jim. And the second lucky caller winning a brand new pair of Olokai sandals. It's the Ohanas, weather resistant, and they float. Those are courtesy of Olokai Premium Footwear. So stoked for 2 lucky callers at the end of the show today. And with that, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the Catch Report, which today, your FishDope.com report is sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros. Once you try them, you'll be hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish all to your specs, as well as offer the best in smoked fish, jerky, and the famous tuna burger. Check fishermansprocessing.com for more details, or you can see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landing. Let's start off with our FishDope.com reporter. We got the man, Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Ricky. Good morning, Pete and guests.
Mark.
Well, another fantastic week of fine fishing here, guys. So many different locations are biting. I'll hit a few for you. Great weather we've got now, and we've had a wonderful stretch of weather. What a pleasure. But that opens up the outside islands there. Some good solid fishing out there at Nick. Good great yellows, few sea bass mixed in, steady bite on the wing cods and other bottom junk out there. If you guys ever want to fish Nick, we got the weather for it now. You should. It's a whole different world out there. The SBI has been checked out, a little slower than Nick, but still a little bit of signal on that good great yellow around there. No squid at the island, my buddy said. Catalina, still some good mixed bag fish in there. A couple areas that better great yellow. Backside east, Farnsworth proper on the edge of that backside MLPA. Watch out for the line there. They're actually checking a little bit, but good yellows, a little bit of sea bass there. Squids around, but not necessarily necessary. Fish are mostly biting the fin bait just fine there. San Clemente Island, again, good mixed bag fishing. Sea bass, yellows, big halibuts, all biting a little bit, scattered all over the island. But here's where it's changing, guys, and getting more interesting. We're like the last couple seasons, we've had that tuna fish roll right up to the island, and it's getting really close to the island right now, and it looks like we're going to see that same setup where there's some yellowfin in shallow there, and that bluefin's already around the island. So that setup there is changing and looking good. And as far as those bluefin tunas are concerned, without a doubt, tuna fever has swept through the private boat fleet here this past week, 2 weeks maybe. Oh, my God, it's been good fishing. Mostly on the kite, yummy combo, and it's mostly kind of getting way out west now. You know, a week or so ago it was inside the 43. Now it's pushing west. It's getting out into the real world where weather's much more of an issue, but there's been big ones caught all the way out to the 17 line and beyond, and a little bit up the backside of Clementi also. And then speaking of some spectacular catches here, the best one on a private boat that I know of was 7 fish over 100 pounds. That's just unbelievable. That good grade fish.
Crazy.
Talking about Grossbeck again?
Yeah, what can you say about them guys, huh?
Yeah, that guy Pete.
They get him.
Yeah, and then here's another good one. We all know how easy it is to talk the talk. A lot of keyboard cowboys out there, but it's quite another to walk the walk. And my good friend Danny, he's the one that writes all them amazing fish dope reports. Well, he does both. Danny and Pam were out there on a charter recently, caught what I believe is the biggest bluefin ever landed on the Tribute, 258 pounds on that yummy kite combo.
How cool.
Yeah,
on the
Danny
Tribute.
was telling me he was in training for this opportunity, and
awesome.
they put the wood to that big boy. So I just want to say special congratulations to Danny and Pam and the whole crew of the Tribute there. What a fantastic catch. And guys, there is so much of this big stuff around. I mean, you do not want to think you're going to go fish these bluefin with your old beat-up 4.0 and half a spool of 50 pounds. Not going to happen, guys.
Mark, thank you for saying that so much. You are absolutely right. And no, if you've got to question whether that reel is big enough to get it done, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah.
This is
you need
whole
the big one.
different world that we have right here in our backyard, readily available to somebody with a decent-sized boat and, the guts to want to do a little exploring. It's just crazy what's going on right now.
The whole kite yummy flyer thing, is it a different technique? Yes. Does it take a little learning curve? Yes, but it's little. And, I mean, you for sure can be sitting out there with a couple of your buddies and you're used to fishing the islands and going kelp patty fishing. Go to Pacific Edge, go to a good local shop in your area, get yourself a kite and the yummy and a little bit of instruction from one of the guys, and I guarantee you could be effectively flying it and have an opportunity at literally catching a fish that it normally takes to go on a 16-day. You can catch a 200-pound tuna from your own boat tomorrow.
Well said, Ricky.
Yeah, indeed. And the point that Ricky made, go to a shop that knows how to rig those yummies, because there's a difference.
Oh, there is, man. I can't tell you how many, how
many re-rigs you've done?
I can't begin to tell you how many times a guy has brought in a bait like, I bought this from such and such place. Like,
well, let's take, for example, we talked about him earlier, Steve Pazel.
Yeah.
He caught one on Thursday, and he had it rigged somewhere else. Didn't work.
I saw
brought it into you. You re-rigged it for him, and he caught a fish on it.
Yeah, and it's just there is some hooks that are being. This is big fish tackle. That's what we do, and what guys like Mark do, and guys at Dana do. Like you can't. When you're catching 50-pounders, you can get away with a lot of things. But when you're talking about 250-pounders, that fish will stress your gear. Everything has to be perfect. Crimps and hooks and chafe gear and leaders and line size and the way that it's rigged and the placement of the hooks, and so much of that is so important. And like anything, when there's big fish biting on a yummy flyer, it takes a lot more than just getting one and rubber banding a hook to it and calling it a day. And yeah, Pazel's is a perfect example. We saw that and just said that's not going to work, period. Like it will not work that way, and rig it up the right way, and away you go. And there's a big fat 150-pound bluefin on the deck 5 minutes later.
That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, fishdope.com, of course, the spot. You heard it. Danny's not only walks the walk, talks the talk, the whole deal on fishdope.com. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com. If you have your own boat, you want to go on a sport boat, keep up what's going on, fishdope.com, an absolute must. $20 off using the code HOOKUPNOW, lowercase, no space, HOOKUPNOW. And Mark, how do we find you?
Pete, we're in Huntington Beach, corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger there by the big Chevron station. The phone number at the store is area code 714-840-4262. The website, PacificEdgeTackle.com. And I'm telling you what, guys, you should seriously go fishing. There's some great opportunity around.
You bet. Hey, thanks a lot for that, Mark. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
You got it, Pete. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, Mark. Hey, let's now head down to San Diego, over to Seaforth Sport Fishing, and talk to our good buddy Marcos. Marcos, what's going on at Seaforth?
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
We're hearing about 250-pounders on the Tribute. We're doing great.
Yeah, no, Outer Limits had one that was 260 last week, too, so there's definitely been some big bluefin mixed in there. We'll get to that, though. Let's start with the half day. Very good fishing on the half day, what we've been seeing for the last few weeks here. Very good rock fishing, reds, whitefish, other bottom fish in the morning. Good calico bass fishing in the afternoon. A little bit of yellowtail, bonito mixed in there, occasional barracuda also. So kind of what you'd expect from a half day. Pretty good fishing there. The twilight's a nice mix, seeing a little bit of calico bass and a little bit of bottom fish on there. Three-quarter day, San Diego, fishing out the islands. Lots of yellowtail, bonito, seeing some dorado, saw bluefin earlier in the week. So nice mix of fishing on a three-quarter day. Definitely picked up a bit. So good shots there. Those overnight trips, like you said, seeing some big bluefin in the mix there, dorado, yellowtail, bonito, just all around good fishing here for July. So definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Have our half days, our twilights, three-quarter days. 1 day's up there. I just put the tribute up through the middle of August, so you got lots of options there. You can make reservations online. You can always call us at the office here. We're more than happy to help you guys out. You can always come down and visit us in person. So check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Give us a call, 619-224-3383. Come down, visit us, have a Rock Cod Rick breakfast burrito.
Time to make it happen, bro. Very, very good fishing.
Talking about breakfast or fishing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
They both happen at Seaforth.
And I might mention, guys, the tackle store at Seaforth, they know how to build those yummies.
Absolutely.
Too. Obviously.
They do a lot of those over there, doing a great job with them.
All right.
That's awesome. Well, Marcos, great job. Appreciate that. Very good fishing to be had right now, and we'll look forward to hearing. I mean, how do you top what's going on right now? But we'll look forward to finding out next week.
Let me give you a quick rundown here. The tribute called in this morning. I forgot to tell you this. So far, 63 yellowtail, 17 bonito, and 7 dorado, and that was by like 7 o'clock.
Well,
so
he called us at 7:20, and he had more than that.
So there you go. It's great fishing out there.
Right.
Good thing he lets us know first, right?
Yeah, we'll keep you in the loop, Marcos. Don't worry about it. Just listen to fishing. Just listen to Let's Talk Hookup. We got you covered.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Marcos. Great job.
Talk to you then.
See ya.
Appreciate that. Sport Fishing Financials, Rick Jensen with the Northern Baja Report. What's up, Rick?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Rick.
So,
just want to make sure that we remind the listeners again about the upcoming CCA fundraising event. It's going to be at Portuguese Hall there on Shelter Island, Saturday, August 29th. And you can find tickets.
August 26th.
Oh, yeah, you're right. August 26th on Saturday. It's
I know the guy because that's my birthday, so that's how I remember, right? Just in case you want to bring gifts and everything like that.
Sure.
Should we make it a party for you as well? Are you going to be there, Pete?
We'll see.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Right.
It depends on what my wife has in store for me.
Big birthday surprise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to find tickets to that event, check www.ccacalifornia.org or find them on Facebook. So starting with the Baja Report down in Mulahay, where marlin are caught again this week. Smaller dorado here and there. Some yellowtail, cabrilla, and snapper continue to be there, deep on the dropper loop and the jigs. More big fish showing further south in Laredo. There was a 58-pound yellowtail caught there this week, and a bunch of huge snapper have been showing up. So, and that whole Sea of Cortez area continues to be a lot of bigger, nicer grade fish up and down the coast. At Bahia Asuncion, weather and fishing have been a little tough. Been some long runs for just a few yellowtail and nothing else much showing up there. But out at the island, at Cedros there, the fishing continues to be good. Today is the local annual yellowtail tournament, and I know that the iron, the live bait, and the rapalas have all been working well there. Calico's starting to go a little bit deeper, and there continues to be some white sea bass on the white plastics on the backside of the island. So I think Jeff at Cedros is heading down there tomorrow, and has got a crew excited to get into a little bit of variety of fishing there. We'll see how the tournament went today. Out at Bay of LA, bait still continues to be readily available. Lots of small yellowtail around, some up to 15 pounds, and the occasional bruiser mixed in. Cabrilla showing in deeper water still there. San Quintin, bait's continuing to gather, and the yellowtail and white sea bass are starting to show a little bit on the surface. Solid calico fishing and a few halibut here and there. And then up at Ensenada, the bay's in full swing, yellowtail, white sea bass, barracuda, bonita, rockfish, all going strong. And there's some nicer grade dorado hitting the dock there from the local patties. So up and down the coast again, good fishing. Get there when you can, get where you can. And I guess it's going to be a little while till we're down there in Cedros. But, Pete, we've got that tournament where we'll be in the East Cape again in October, and a lot of summer fishing to be had here in the interim.
Yeah, indeed. Our Let's Talk Hookup Palmas de Cortez tournament coming up October 12th. Always a great time of the year. And I might say that was an unbelievable Dorado shootout at Palmas de Cortez.
How cool is that?
First of all, how would you like to be our buddies from Scorpion for sport fishing, right? They brought in this is an incredible story. They brought in what they thought for sure. They had there was 3 fish or 4 fish over 50 pounds.
Keeping in mind, the last 2 years, it was one with like a 12 and a 15-pounder, right?
By Don.
Yeah, by
Don, right? So, So Matt, who owns Scorpion Sport Fishing, they were the second big 50-pounder that came in. And so El Regalo, which is their 35 Cabo that they run.
Talk about all the time.
Yeah, brought in a 57.3, which topped a 52.5, right? So some guys on the LTO, which is one of the Palmas boats, brought in a 52.5.
Which again, we're talking the last 2 years, they were 12 pounds, then 15 pounds. And when you have a 52-pounder, you know you got this thing sewn up.
Yeah.
Well, they're sitting in their truck. They're getting in their truck.
Exactly.
So then El Regalo, Matt from Scorpion Sport Fishing, brings in a 57.3. Oh man, they got it.
Game over.
They got it, right? Well then, 30 minutes later, Don Julio, one of the other Palmas boats, weighs in a 61.4.
Oh, my gosh.
Takes $126,000, including the new truck.
Wow, that's so cool.
And here's the cool thing. The guy that won it's a 2017 Volkswagen Amarok. I guess that's a Mexican model there. And the guys that won it gave it to the captain.
That's so rad. How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As his prize. So that's pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
So,
how cool.
Huge successful shootout for Palmas de Cortez. Now they have the Wahoo tournament coming up here next month.
Shootout?
So yeah. Wahoo, I believe it's in August. So
cool.
Yeah, so
and a lot of Wahoo around this year.
And a lot of Wahoo around, yeah, for sure. So congratulations to all those guys that participated. 147 teams, something like that. So very, very successful. Most successful Dorado shootout at Palmas de Cortez.
And special congrats to the boys on El Regalo and Scorpion Sport Fishing. A 57-pounder on tournament day is a pretty serious feat. That's awesome.
Yeah, and to not win. Hey, Rick, how do we find you at Sport Fishing Financial?
Yeah, on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com or give me a ring at 949-481-1807.
All right. Thanks, Rick, for that, and we will talk to you next week.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, thanks very much. All right, phones are packed. They want to talk to the guys from Inland Boat Center.
You got it. That's going to wrap up our Catch Sport today, which is sponsored in part by the Sato Crimp and Winder Company, where they only make products that work. If you want to end your connection failures, you need to get that Sato Crimp Kit. It's a must-have piece of gear for your next trip to help you to catch everything from school-sized tuna to record-sized tuna. And with all brass crimps and other features, it's better than ever. It's the favorite connection method on the Royal Star, the Royal Polaris, the American Angler, and most of the other top boats. And if you haven't already, you should make it your preferred connection for Spectro Romano or Fluorocarbon. Get it at selected tackle stores like Fisherman's Landing Tackle or at SatoCrimpandWinder.com.
All right, phones are packed up. Let's do it, Rick.
You got it. How about we jump right back in and talk to Al, who's calling us from Arcadia this morning. Good morning, Al. Welcome to Let's Talk.
Good morning, Al.
Good morning, guys. Pete, Rick, I love listening to your show. I try to listen to it every weekend. The information you guys hand out is just fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for hanging in there.
A little sad news for me, and maybe good news for hopefully for a couple of your listeners. I'm looking at surgery here within a couple of weeks, so I had to cancel my Kingfisher Lodge fishing trip.
Oh,
in
bummer.
Sitka, Alaska.
Hey, and I'm still crying about it. It's for August 20th through the 25th.
Ooh, that's a good time.
That's a really good time.
And if somebody would like to call me, Rick, my name Al Langdale, area code 626-203-1938. So those two spots are available, and it looks like prime dates, August 20 through 25.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm drowning in my own tears, I'll tell you.
Well, sorry you can't make it. Yeah, that's a great opportunity to go fishing at certainly the best fishing opportunity around in Southeast in Sitka, Alaska at Kingfisher Charters. Fantastic.
And so what you're saying is you need to sell those spots, and you're willing to make a deal.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, somebody's going to get a cool opportunity, Al. So one more time, shoot us your phone number if somebody's out there and thinks, hey, I want to snag those two spots and go to Kingfisher. How would we call you?
Thank you, Rick. Area code 626-203-1938.
Okay. Hey, right, sorry Al. You can't go. Join us next year, Al.
I'll look forward to it. Thank you, Pete.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Rick.
All right. Hey, let's jump right back into the phones. They're packed up. How about we talk to Tom, who's calling us from Dana Point this morning. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Our relationship's getting better.
Good morning, Tom.
Each other.
Hi, Tom. Tom, are you with us? I guess we lost
Tom was on another phone call there.
Yeah.
But at least his relationship's getting better.
Yeah,
so he's got that good phone.
Well, he's got that going for him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Things
cool.
are good. Time to go buy a new boat now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, how about this time we talk to Gus? Gus calling us from Burbank. What's up, Gus? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yo, you guys, you picking me up?
Loud and clear, Gus. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. You know, for the guys at Inland Boat Center there, my first boat was an Arima. It was a 17-foot Sea Ranger.
Awesome.
That's a cool boat.
And, man, I love that little boat. And I drove it around for, I think, 13 years and, had no trouble selling it. It was one of the first ones with a Yamaha engine. Yeah. When they first came out, they had Mercury engines.
I was going to say, Arima owners really seem to be loyal to the brand. That's cool. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, the reason I'm calling this morning is that my current boat sits atop of a trailer that's become obsolete. The wheel sizes they don't even make tires for it anymore. 8.5-inch wheels.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. And I'm looking at getting rid of the trailer that I own now and getting a new trailer. Is that something that you guys could help me with?
Absolutely. We work with several trailer manufacturers, and trailers are built specifically to fit a boat bottom. So we need to get exactly what boat you had now, find out whether you want, say, aluminum painted or galvanized with modern tires, easy to get components. And then we can get a quote to get you a trailer built that will fit your boat.
Now, the other thing, too, is you might look into redoing the trailer, right? New axles, stuff like that. Is that a possibility?
Well, yeah, but I would think he's on the right track really wanting to replace.
Get a new redo.
Yeah, instead of a small wheel kind of non-current trailer.
Yeah, all right.
What when would somebody choose those different materials and makeup of trailer? You mentioned aluminum and powder or painted and galvanized. What's the advantage for a guy that's got a saltwater going boat?
So obviously, painted trailer is probably not your best choice for a saltwater boat. So the real options are either galvanized or aluminum. Now with aluminum, it's a lighter package, so it reduces tow weight. And aluminum is corrosion resistant, and a lot of guys will go that way. And the other alternative for people that insist on an all-steel trailer, then galvanized square tubing is the other way to go.
Okay. So advantage in aluminum is weight. What's the advantage in galvanized steel? Is it just more heavy duty?
Yeah, I think
is that just old school? I mean, what versus new school?
No, not really. I think there's some subtle differences. Most of the aluminum trailers are bolt together, so a person does have to be mindful of keeping sure everything's tight, everything's right. With a properly fitted galvanized trailer, it's like get it built, set it, forget it.
Got it.
You will get some rust on a galvanized trailer from welds, from bolts, from where they have to drill. The aluminum are probably the cleanest for the long run. They're probably little different setting up initially, but once you get them dialed in, that's a good trailer.
John, what do you have on your boat?
I have the aluminum one.
The aluminum.
And, I am currently working with it myself just to make my life easier, how I put a boat on the trailer and stuff.
Yeah. Now, would you recommend aluminum or galvanized, knowing what you know now?
I've had both. Right now, I like the aluminum. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
There's guys, I've talked to both. There's guys that love aluminum. There's guys that love galvanized. So either way, you can't go wrong, right?
Sure. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Depending on the boat you have, if you have a half-ton truck versus a 3/4-ton truck, that weight saving might be the difference between a little safer, a little easier tow. I mean, I'm sure. But again, We keep saying all these things. That's the reason why you go with an outfit like Inland Boat Center. They take all those things into account, and all of them all of a sudden become options for you. I mean, they're going to figure out what you have and what you need and can outfit it whichever way you need it to be done.
Now, James, when you get a boat from Defiance shipped down from the Northwest, does it already have a trailer with it, or you guys build the trailers here in Southern California?
We put the trailers on them as the boats come in.
You build them right here.
Correct.
Custom made for our area.
That's correct. And then we do also have aluminum and galvanized trailers in stock, so we can, just like Rick said,
get the right
set it up right.
Yeah, very good. Hey, Gus, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Another solid half hour of your phone calls. You stay tuned. Lots of great information coming your way. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Have you ever felt so excited about a new hobby that you can't stop telling your friends about it? Ron Lane and his family at Fast Lane Sailing and Kayaking have been doing that for 38 years. So, Ron, tell us about what you do at Fast Lane Kayaks and Sailing.
That's easy, Pete. You get the best toys, you go play with them, you get excited about it, and then they're easy to sell because it's fun.
And that's what you sell, isn't it, Ron? It's all about fun.
Oh, it is. It's family fun.
Hey, Hayden, how has Hobie changed the sport?
Hobie's revolutionized a lot of water sports, from surfing to sailing catamarans to kayaks and now kayak fishing. Yeah, Hobie's known from taking something that's fun and making it better. And I want to tell you about the new product we are most excited about, the inflatable Hobie i11 kayak. It has all the advantages of a Hobie Mirage kayak, the comfort, the speed, the stability, but now can pack into a bag and take with you wherever you want to go. Come try one at our shop on the water in Mission Bay, across the street from SeaWorld and Dana Landing, or check us out online at fastlanekayaking.com.
This is Rick Jensen with Sport Fishing Financial. I think most of you get that I'm a fisherman and work with the fishing community, but to understand exactly what Sport Fishing Financial does, ask yourself these 4 questions. First, do you really know how much money you'll need in order to retire comfortably? Next, do you know how much you'll have to save on a regular basis to reach that number? Do you have a process that includes a proven investment strategy and confidence that the money you save will grow? Last, do you have a plan for how to turn your savings into retirement income? If you don't have good answers to these questions, you're not alone. But you should, and I can make sure you do. In addition, if you own a business and currently provide or are planning on providing a retirement savings plan for yourself or your employees, we should really talk. We offer an outstanding variety of creative solutions that are sure to meet your needs.
Some of our listeners may feel overwhelmed. Others may believe they are already doing the best they can. In either case, I bet Rick can help. Set a time to meet with him and start planning for your personal or business investment success. Find Rick on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com or give him a call at 949-481-1807.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
I got a garage full of fishing tackle, and every time I get out on the water, I realize I forgot something important. But I never forget my life jacket. I make sure my buddies wear theirs, too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right. Hey, lots of good stuff going on here, and always check it out at Western Outdoor News, loaded with great information, not only on yummy fishing, trout fishing, all kinds of good stuff. This week's edition of Western Outdoor News, also you can always find out who's going to be on Let's Talk Hookup for the week in Western Outdoor News. Check it out.
Absolutely. I also want to remind you, this portion of the show is sponsored by Dana Landing on Mission Bay. We talked about it before, but, man, is that not the case. It is a true one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. And with the Shelter Island launch ramp going through its issues right now and having seal boats get in your way, there is no doubt Dana Landing is your spot to go fishing right now. Not only the most convenient launch ramp, but the most convenient place to buy everything. Gear, tackle, deli, ice, fuel, food, beer, everything. They got it at Dana Landing. It is such a great spot. They're a complete saltwater tackle shop. They also have your Mexican and California licenses, offer trips and six-pack charters, and when it comes to freshwater tackle, check out East County Bait and Tackle at the end of the 67 freeway at Maple Review and Lakeside out in John and I's neighborhood. East County Bait and Tackle is a very, very complete shop. Again, check DanaLanding.com for more information. Such a great opportunity, and I know I saw a picture on Facebook of Ryan Escatilla showing the bass guys how to make sure those yummy flyers are rigged and crimped proper and everything. It's they do it right out there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, check it out, Dana Landing. Get a sandwich, breakfast sandwich, get a lunch sandwich for deli, get your Mexican license, California license right there, and then launch your boat.
We keep our boat right there at Dana Landing, and trust me, that is for sure our routine. About halfway down, call in our sandwich order, swing over, pick them up ahead of time, jump on the boat, and take off.
Yeah, ice, the whole deal.
Can't imagine what I would do if Dana wasn't
there.
I know. It's turned me into a very lazy fisherman. I can assure you that much.
And a big tackle store, too.
One of the biggest in San Diego, for sure. Probably the biggest in San Diego. Yeah, Dana's an awesome, awesome spot. Check it out.
And Johnny knows how to rig those.
No doubt about it.
Flyers, no doubt about that, too. Hey, I'll take a moment here to talk about our Katmai Lodge Let's Talk Hookup trip that I just came back Thursday morning. We had a little weather issue getting out of the lodge and got delayed in Anchorage and missed our flight, so I had to spend the night in Seattle. But I got to tell you, Alaska Airlines went above and beyond helping us out to get rebooked, and instantly they did a fantastic job, and we got home safe and just a little bit later, but thanks to that. But Katmai Lodge, every time I go there, it just amazes me. And, Harold Davis co-sponsored this trip with us this year. It was a Let's Talk Hookup Harold Davis Boats trip, and Harold was amazed. It takes a lot to amaze Harold,
yes,
and Harold was. But the sockeye salmon fishing, like I said, was just off the charts amazing. We each brought back a 50-pound box of beautifully filleted and vacuum-packed sockeye salmon, which sockeye salmon is like the bomb when it comes. It's the ultimate eating salmon. It's great. In fact, we ate it for shore lunch every day on the water. We'd catch a sockeye. Our guy Jeff would fillet it out and then barbecue for us right on the boat, right on the shore. It was pretty,
so cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome deal. And then king salmon fishing was good. I mean, we were fishing those that Shimano Spirex 4000 with G Loomis rods, fishing little Rapala-like plugs and catching. I got one that was like 25 pounds on that.
I can't imagine.
And they jump and scream. It's unbelievable. And you catch big trout on those. You catch the chum salmon fishing was off the charts. Gary and Linda Hiddle came with us, and Gary every day was just talking about just getting his arms pulled out by the chum salmon every day. That river has such an amazing run of king salmon, chum salmon, sockeye salmon. This year's was an odd year, so no pinks this year, but next year's an even year, and it's a pink year. They loaded with pinks. And then they have a phenomenal run of silver salmon at the end of the year. All 5 species in this river, the Alagnak. It's an unbelievable river. And the advantage of Katmai Lodge is it's right on the water between, you go right out of the lodge, you catch, you go up to the trout and the braids and stuff like that. You go left out of the lodge, you catch salmon and pretty much you go either way. You catch salmon.
Cool,
but
dude. That
it's
is
located
so cool.
All Yamaha powered, either jet boats or prop boats out of Katmai. The guides are number one. They're just unbelievable guides. And 2 people per, and if you want to fish like a family, like Gary and Linda Hiddle have their grandson with them, they fish 3 in the boat. Totally comfortable. But Pete Giacalone and I from Cussler Yachts fished 2 in the boat. We went trout fishing because Pete's a trout crazy Nazi like me, and we had fair trout fishing the first day by Alagnak standards. We were fishing the mouse, and that's like surface iron fishing for yellowtail. Unbelievable. But it was a little slow on the mouse. We went all the way up to the very top, and that could have been our problem because the sockeye were in pretty thick, and probably the trout had already moved upriver with them on the upper end of the river.
Okay.
So the second day we went trout fishing, we fished a little bit more downriver, and that was the magic. We had like a 30-fish day on trout. I got my personal best. It was like a 25 or 26-inch, 5 or 6 pound native Alaskan trout. These trout, they pull harder than any freshwater fish I've ever caught. They're unbelievable.
I just can't imagine. I mean, that's, a legal halibut's 22 inches. You're talking a 25-inch trout. Like, I just can't even get over that.
Belly fishing and all on the fly. Then our worms got worn out, and we were fishing those Spyrex, the Shimano Spyrex with the G-Loomis rods with little spinners. And every cast we caught big trout, salmon. It was ridiculous.
That's
so
cool.
My point is, if you want to go to Katmai, you're going to catch a lot of fish. It's family friendly. The wildlife viewing is unbelievable. In fact, we were telling the guys, it's like you could turn this into an eco lodge and make a killing here because the bear viewing, when we went upriver that one day, we probably saw at least a dozen bear jumping on salmon, fishing for salmon. We saw a family of 3, a mother and 2 cubs, and watched them like jumping off the edge of the river and pouncing on salmon and grabbing their lunch.
Dude.
Eagles, moose, otter, beaver. I mean, it's just like it's an eco lodge, and you get to go fishing there too. So it's pretty awesome. So next year, we have 2 options that we're going to offer. We haven't got the final details worked out, but we're going to do this option because it's prime time for salmon fishing in July, same kind of week in July. And I believe it's going to be about July 14th. We're putting the details together, and then we're going to do a trout and silver salmon special with fly-out options at the end of August. I believe it's going to be like August 25th because that time of the year, all this sockeye salmon that moves up the river 70 miles up into the upper rivers, and you fly out to these remote rivers, and I've done it. It's the most unbelievable sight fishing for giant trout you've ever seen in your life. It's and a small one's 22 inches.
Come on.
Yeah. It's unreal because they're sitting behind the sockeye eating the eggs, and so you just drift an egg pattern down there, and it's just like game on. And not only that, you're in the river with the bears while they're feeding on the sockeye. They could care less that you're there because they're just chowing down on sockeye. And
you get trip for Dad.
By that time, they're all full and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. It's a great family experience too. So either one, we'll have details on our website coming up real soon. Hookup1090.com. But Katmai Lodge, katmai.com, it's an absolute experience of a lifetime. Oh, I also mentioned, too, that Michael from El Cajon, who won the trip, was there. He caught like a 40-pound king on the spinner. Yeah, in the river there. And then we had another father-son team from Let's Talk Hookup that were there. They did the Brooks Falls fly out. They flew out to this famous Brooks Falls. It's like National Geographic, watching the bears from platforms eating the salmon.
That's where they're like catching them in the air when the salmon are like jumping up the waterfall thing.
Unreal.
Rad.
It's as my brother-in-law John in Cleveland would say, it's ridiculous how incredible this place
That's cool.
is. So check it out, katmai.com.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's jump into the phones. They're packed up. We're going to talk to Pete. He's calling us from Canyon Lake this morning. Hi, Pete. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for joining,
Pete.
Yeah, I have a question for your guest. My wife and I are kind of partial to the cruiser style boats, and of course, pretty much most of those all have like an inboard-outboard engine. Is there any secrets to maintaining those in salt water, or am I just fighting a losing battle with that type of engine in salt water?
Well, actually, no. Probably if you run up and down the marinas up and down Southern California, 80% of what you're going to see in slips are inboard-outboards. Need to do your annual maintenance, oil and filter for sure. If you're day use, haul and flush your motor at the end of your trip. If you're leaving the boat continually in salt water, you have to think about manifolds and risers probably every 5 to 7 years. But no,
just
you can
maintenance. You got to take.
This is basic maintenance. That's the key to longevity with any saltwater use boat in Southern California.
Now,
am I better off with something with an enclosed cooling system?
Saltwater still has to enter and cool through the jackets. It still goes through the drive. Before I answer, are you leaving the boat continually in a slip, or are you just going to be?
No, I'd be on a trailer.
Yeah, and really, no, I wouldn't advise a self-contained cooling system. If you just, most of our launch facilities have freshwater hose bibs. Use your boat, pull it out, clean your boat, flush your motor through the stern drive, with a flush attachment. Wipe her down, take her home. You'll get years and years of service.
There you go.
Right, okay.
Well said.
Now, does Defiance make inboard-outboard options?
No,
It's all outboard.
We're all outboard.
Yeah, okay, very good. Hey, Pete, thanks a lot for joining us. I appreciate the call this morning. One more addition to our Katmai thing. I wrote a story on the Katmai Lodge, lots of pictures. That'll be in this week's email blast. That'll be coming out. Just sign up on our website, letstalkhookup.com. On the front pages, sign up for our weekly email blast. We don't sell our list. We offer all kinds of incentives, sometimes for being on our list, to those that are on our list. Join our, just subscribe to our list, and this week I'll have lots of good pictures and stories about the Katmai option there.
That's a good call. Well, hey, let's jump right back into him. This time we're going to talk to Jeff. He's calling us from Long Beach this morning. Good morning, Jeff. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Thanks for hanging in there with us, Jeff.
Good morning. I had a question for Mr. Rockcott. I was wondering how you rig up your flat fall lures.
There has been, and that's something we should mention too, Pete. This week there was a big uprise again on those big fish getting caught on flat falls.
Ooh,
in fact, as far as our sport boats go, the sport boats had a really good hit on a lot of those big bluefins. And Paul from the Royal Star came running up and saying, make sure every person that goes with us has a flat fall. They had a trip where they spent one day doing the Yummy Flyer thing. They landed more tuna over 100 pounds on flat falls while they were pulling on their Yummy Flyer fish. So they troll the Yummy around.
In the day?
Yeah, in the daylight. They troll the Yummy around, hook a big one, and, it takes some time to pull. And so guys started dropping their flat falls while they were pulling on Yummy Flyer fish. At one point, they had 5 big ones going, and they lost all 5 due to guys not having that heavy fluorocarbon leader on them. They're big fish, and the way those flat falls work is most of those tuna eat them while the jig is sinking, and just due to that style, it's very common to hook them way in the back of the throat so your line is running over their teeth. Bluefin for sure have a gnarlier set of teeth than most of the other tuna, and they're so bad about doing those big, crazy head shakes. They're so bad. So for sure, a heavy piece of fluorocarbon on your, 160 to 250 gram flat fall, 130 pound fluoro. I like that Seagar Blue label. It's just the toughest, hardest of the fluorocarbon that we use. Doesn't need to be real big. 18 to 24 inches or so, crimp to a swivel, crimp to the jig, away you go. I like the stock hooks. I hear a lot of people changing. If you're going to swap the hooks out, I either like to braise a 7691 style, being a big heavy southern tuna hook, or just use like the Gamakatsu assist hooks. Use a big one like a 9.0, and we usually hang it from the top of the lure so that it hangs about mid-body. But if you're asking me personally, I keep the stock hooks, and I just attach.
As long as you're using a Shimano flat fall, the hooks are fine.
Exactly. Now that's a very good point, Pete. There's a lot of knockoffs out there.
Falls or something.
Yeah, fall flats and fake falls and all these other knockoffs. I would not trust the hooks on those ones. We have definitely seen a lot of failures on them.
Yeah, okay. Well, good hint. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that.
Rob in Santa Barbara, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Rob?
Hello.
What's up, Rob? Good morning.
Yeah, hey, how are you, Pete and Rick?
Great. Good morning, buddy.
I had kind of a two-part question. First, how would they rate their boat as far as a downhill or down swell ride? I know in our Santa Barbara area, the Rads are kind of legendary for their ride as far as even downhill swell rides. A lot of commercial guys use it. And also, is the Seakeeper technology getting close for the 20 to 30 foot boat range?
Well, let's let John, who owns a Defiance boat, who actually talked exactly that subject earlier in the show, answer your question about the downhill ride on the Defiance.
Yeah, on my Defiance, I've ridden in other boats, and the downhill is terrible. But on this, we put the tabs up, and we come in, and it rides great. There's no issues with that. If that's your concern.
Keep in mind these things are built in the Northwest where they have weather up there. Yeah,
that was what caught my eye, that they are built in the Northwest. I know I lived in the Northwest. There is a lot of weather up there, so it really sold me that this boat would perform the way I wanted it to.
So a good downhill ride. And as far as Seakeeper making a smaller one, yes, it's coming out very, very soon. In fact, we're going to have Berkeley Andrews next month on the show to talk about the Seakeeper technology for smaller boats down to like 25 feet. So and affordable too.
And would that change the design of the hull to optimize that technology?
You don't need to change the hull. You just need to have a spot to put it in. And this new Seakeeper technology is supposed to be so small that it'll fit in a lot of boats.
Yeah.
Great.
Seakeeper is entirely internal, so there's nothing external, there's nothing in the water. It's going to go in whatever space necessary in a small boat, inside a cuddies or inside a pilot houses, things like that.
In August they're going to have some demos again, and it's a mind blower going on the demo boat to see the technology, and it's like, how does it do that?
Yeah,
it's
not real.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, just looking at the videos, yeah.
It's amazing. James?
And just to mention, obviously, again, we have these boats in inventory. If you would like to get out on one and actually feel that ride, we can make arrangements for that to happen. So if you want to go out on a demo on the sea and feel the boat yourself, we can make arrangements.
You'll take it down and take them out and a real-life situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, Rob, thanks a lot for the call this morning. That's the thing you mentioned, too. On your website, inlandboatcenter.com, you have your complete inventory listed, right?
Absolutely. And one of the neat things about it, things change daily with our website, with taking trades, buying new and used boats. We try to update it daily, take off the sold inventory, place on the new. So it changes frequently.
And so inlandboatcenter.com, you can find the discounts you're talking about, because you have a kind of an overstock of 2017 model Defiance right now that you got to go before the 2018 season.
That's right. We've got heavily discounted, shows MSRP, shows the discount. All the options are the way the boat was built is all listed there.
And then if you have good credit, man, you can finance it for 20 years. How's that work?
It's just incredible what they can do for an RV loan, a recreational vehicle loan. They'll drag it out.
It's considered an RV.
Absolutely. They'll drag it out over a long term to make that payment low, and basically no prepayment penalties. So if you have a poor month and you want to make that minimum, that's just fine. If you do well that year and get a bonus and want to pay it down, no problem there,
that's
too.
So sweet.
And 10% down a lot of times.
Typically 10% down.
Yeah.
That's correct.
We had a gentleman earlier saying, I do 12 trips a year, going day and a half fishing. That is your payment. I mean, it's that right there. You just trade one of those a month for having your own boat payment, and you got yourself a brand new Defiance sitting in the front yard. There
Absolutely.
You go. Pretty sweet. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky callers out there. We're giving away a pair of World Cups. We're also giving away a pair of Olakai's crazy great prizes. You stay tuned. We're giving those away and more. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Buying a boat is a big decision, and you don't want to make a costly mistake with the wrong one. This is Pete Giacalone for Cussler Yachts. I've been in the fishing business my whole life. In fact, there are probably many of you out there that have fished with me. Well, now I've taken my boating knowledge and joined the team at Cussler Yachts. Mike Cussler and the rest of our team are true professionals when it comes to finding you the right boat. Just ask Pete Gray. I helped him make the right decision on his new boat after an extensive search, and we can help you find the boat of your dreams. We specialize in sport fishing boats and are the exclusive dealer for Regulator Marine, the finest center consoles on the market. At Cussler Yachts, we know fishing and we know boats, inside and out. We can save you thousands of dollars and get you into the right fishing boat for your needs and budget. Cussler Yachts is located on the waterfront at the beautiful Konakai Resort, and you can check us out on our website at CusslerYachts.com. That's KUSLER Yachts.com. Or give us a call at 1-866-607-5471. Ask for Pete and let me know you heard about it on Let's Talk Hookup.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check Gamakatsu.com. For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com. No matter the fishing conditions, count on the Seaguar family of fluorocarbon leader material to help you catch more fish. Fluoro Premier has a smaller diameter with the highest break strength. Plus, it is super soft. When bites are tough, tie on Fluoro Premier. Blue Label is tough as nails with incredible abrasion resistance and impact strength. And new Pink Label is the choice for tough light conditions, giving you a little more visibility for better line control. Pick up a spool of Seaguar at your favorite tackle dealer or visit seaguar.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. All right, the big winners. It's crazy giving these away. Maui Jim World Cups going to Bob in Huntington Beach. Congratulations on the World Cup, Maui Jim's Bob. And a brand new pair of Olokai Ohanas is going to Dawn in Bonsall. Guys, congratulations. You are going to love that gear.
Yeah, great deal. And thanks to Olokai and Maui Jim for being great sponsors of the radio show, as well as great gifts for our listeners. And you guys, too, thank you very much for your sponsorship of Let's Talk Hookup. We're very proud to represent Inland Boat Center. You guys are class act. Mark, the owner, and James, you're the sales manager, and, of course, John, the salesman extraordinaire. Thank you, guys. And appreciate your time, too, John Brown, for coming in and explaining why you love your Defiance boat. That's cool. Appreciate that. Somebody wants to come buy a Defiance boat, a Rema boat, have boat service, even have an upholstery shop at the place. How do we find you?
InlandBoatCenter.com, or you can call us at 951-928-4180. We're 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6, Sunday 12 to 5.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. And thank you for listening today. Tomorrow on Let's Talk Hookup, Captain Russ Braswell literally stepping off the Shogun when it docks tomorrow morning, running into the studio here, doing the radio show, and then jumping back on the Shogun to go back out. So Captain Russ from the Shogun tomorrow morning, 7 and 9 a.m. Got another great Olokai giveaway tomorrow.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be giving away one of my favorite pairs of shoes from Olokai tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening today. And thanks to Teddy on the other side of the glass for manning the phones as well as the board. And we'll see you tomorrow right back here on the Mighty 1090.